Alright, that's us hopefully going out live for our first shot of GhostWire Tokyo Prelude, the corrupted castle, I think. But yeah, let's get into it right now. The corrupted case file. I nearly got the title right. That's a good way to start. Uh, I called it that because I've been listening to Polygon Dwanaland by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And the first track on that is called Crumbling Castle. It's amazing. Right. How do I get the controls for the sugar? I'm changing things by accident. R1. So I've got select and back. Everything all right. Let's go. New game. Rinko. God damn it, Rinko. Erica. Unbelievable. Wrath of Kermit. Absolute legend. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much. 21 months. That's so much time. Good to see you, dude. No one wants to talk about it. It's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How's a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. But he is today. What you been up to anyway, did? How did your... You had your interview? Was that Monday? Time is still confused for me. We'll just do the top one just in case we get another choice. So we'll read what they say though. We'll try to read. The Kirigaoga vanishing. The Maruna Ochi vanishing. The bathroom vanishing. No, we'll go for this one. Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online is titled The Kirigaoka Vanishing. I really need to be able to read better. He reads it to himself the best he can. Amazing. Yeah, no. That's good. That worked well. Having tracked another report of dark fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighbourhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and a son left behind, like two molted cicada shells. My first day training, did all my computer training on Monday. Today, going to hopefully shadow someone on Friday. Nice. So you got 2 days. Sounds like it's going good though. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of mother and son left behind, like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine a parent and her child just gone, precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I'd ever felt. As if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime, a group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own, as if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open up my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK. Let's go for this one then. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called the Maruno Uchi Vanishing. I'm so hopeful that I said that correctly. The language is complicated, absolutely, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Maruno Uchi. I think I'm saying it worse each time. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area, and then poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everybody kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horse. Wasn't until I met them and until my encounter that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. I read that about 3 times there. I was like, no, that is what that says. She made a bunch of red orbs appear that chased me around. That'll be them there. But I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found the missing lady's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes that looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. KK. Right, so we're going to read about the bathroom vanishing now. Could monsters really live among us? These case files say that yes, they absolutely can, and do. Pardon me, according to this one. A lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom of her apartment. Usually I'd brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartment, I had the feeling there'd be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turns out that I'm the only one that can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath longer than usual, and so she went to the bathroom to check in on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub, and there was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it. A reflection of a shrine shone on the water's surface. I'll need to talk further with my team about this incident to see if these things ring any bells. I purged the black stain on the front door and then left the scene. Poor lady, what will she do now? What can any of us do? So now we've got Kiri Gaoga vanishing. We're going to go back here. In these posts, the kid had found something, or rather someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of town. A believer just like Ryota. Social media would never lie. And that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert, in all things paranormal. Ryota, there's only one thing left to do. Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm going to ask this KK guy to help. Just got to figure out where he lives first. It does sound like there's music and stuff, but it's super quiet. Am I hearing things? Anyway, what did I do? Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Dear Mr. Investigator Person, hello. How are you? I'm not good, and I need your help. Monster's got my best friend, Sosuke. Rinko sits up in her chair. She's zeroed in on one of a dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. Data flies across the screens, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow through all of those screens and all of that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach. On the other hand, that manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? There's Ed there. Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say but holds it back. Technology is easy, people are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan. Vengeful ghosts of bullied students said to trick other children into following them into the sewer from, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I'd be keen to investigate, though I speak purely out of personal interest. It might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Okay, safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend, that you want to look into it. Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does. Probably best. We have no idea how you spend your free time, Ed. Erica's been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... Want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erica. Could be dangerous. What if something happens to you? Seriously, you still don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erica on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erica has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erica an almost sisterly look of skepticism. You know it's not that. Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erica. But for all her maturity, Erica can't quite keep from pouting. Stop making that face. Besides, we got our very own, private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look. The stall is brimming as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. That silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. There is no way to enjoy noodles. This is no way to enjoy noodles, sorry. God damn it. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. I will answer. Let me guess, I'll be risking life and limb. That way you let it ring for so long, too scared to pick up? You know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The the day you stopped being a loner and hooked up with us so we could have your back. Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not fool enough to pretend this team isn't half okay. If you need backup, you know I'll be there, no questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we've been looking into. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. You know what, you're right, maybe Erica should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're busy, so... Whoa, hold up, let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info and I'll get on it. First though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Ooh, who are we needing to talk to? Who should we talk to? Ed? Myself? Ed? Ed, I'm betting you have a file on this already. Got a file on everything. Funny you say that. I have files dedicated solely to listed subjects that I don't have more complete files on yet. Want me to pull them up? Just give me the highlights. Unfortunately, what I know about the legend of the manhole girl so far is that it's just that, a legend. There may not be anything else to know. It appears to be a story passed around by kids at sleepovers. Wouldn't be the first time something that isn't supposed to be real attacked me in a dark alley. If you're worried, maybe it's time I return to fieldwork, where when I wear my hat, I blend right into a Tokyo crowd. Funny, I would never have marked you for a Tokyo native. Then again, the place is absolutely crawling with tourists, isn't it? Thanks for the insights. I'll take it from here. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He is young, but he's very much alone. His focus is centered on the small bit of paper in his hands. After a couple of folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. With a head, arms, and body, it takes shape. A palm-sized person stands in his hand. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadows. What have you got there? Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefits of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to this scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You a sorcerer by chance? Now's the time to tell me. So you really are him, huh? Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries, right? KK, maybe. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees the social media posts featuring photos of various case files he has worked on collected in one place. Look, I only used those initials because writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyhow, that's me, KK. But I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanour hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. You wanted an investigator, kid? Well, you got one. I'm so glad you're going to look into the disappearances at the manholes. Here's the thing, I already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still, got a few friends on the force, so I can dig up dirt quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious look. There it is. Don't try to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true, honest, my buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota is bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back towards the alley. KK looks back and forth from the kid to the alleyway behind him. All alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. See any fog when that happened? The moment he disappeared? Now that you mention it, there has been something spooky around, like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went. Alright. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. With so much going down in this city, some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. Press for more info. I need more to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here. It did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone has been looking, but no one can find him. What about his parents? Have they filed a police report? I'm the only one who really cares about Sosuke. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore, just me. He's lucky to have you. It's like when you saw crows circling above the building in one of the cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help. Really did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. More dedicated than most adults, I know. You remind me of my friend Erica. She lost someone too, and she'll never stop fighting for them either. KK takes another glance at the alley. Alright, show me exactly where this Sosuke pal of yours disappeared. Ryota perks up. So you're going to look into it? I'm here, ain't I? Let me check in with my team, see if they've figured anything out. Could save us some time. KK reaches for his phone. What's up? We're all here. Just need a quick Just need a quick word with one of you to follow up on what the kid has told me. Are we going to speak to Ed again? I mean, he's telling us everyone. Aye, sure, Ed again. Ed, you find anything in those files of yours while I was talking to this kid? Unfortunately, I've only done a limited amount of my own research into this legend before being pulled away by other tasks. That said, I've been quite eager to continue it. Ed, spit it out, what do you know? Of course, it's still just a theory. While he was speaking, Ed queued up another file on his audio recorder. He let it do the talking from here out. Ed's voice. While installing some ethereal energy monitoring hardware that I decided to place throughout the city, I've become aware of micropulses within Tokyo's electrical grid that are only recognizable within distinct frequencies. It is my belief that these frequencies are tied to spiritual resonance, a byproduct of vanishing experiments. My intention is to continue monitoring these pulses via the mobile lab, with the hope of ultimately detecting a source location. So far, signs point to the Shibuya district, but I've been unable to produce more specific results. It's as if the source is continually moving, relocating, perhaps to avoid the exact type of precision detection that I seek to achieve. A moving target, eh? Hell, if you were trying to move quickly through the city undetected, you could do worse than the sewers. Well, Ed, time to test this theory of yours. Ryota, it's time to find Sosuke. Nothing looks out of place. Things are rarely what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding on to anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving, like he's got something visible dangling from his fingertips. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down onto the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. A strange trail floats into view, as though a spirit has passed through this place. Psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eye line down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary. What happened? I don't see anything. Trust me, kid, it's good you can't see it. This is a power you don't want, and you're too young for it. To take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. It keeps getting worse. You're gonna find your friend and get you back to your life, sorry. Some reading. Reading. KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats, desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them and monsters. We'd better find another exit. Rinko turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain. Damn, it's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether. Oh, look at that. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. I was having a hard enough time reading earlier, so this is good. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further. This is good visualization of what's happening to him. Another hallucination. The world is breaking in two. That'd be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered the final stages of affinity. That was more like Abe, what I did there. From thin air, like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko. Damn, we're surrounded. Mr. KK, are you okay? Huh? Sorry, kid, my mind can be a little hard to control. You just kinda stood there for a little while. Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight, I won't be too long. Won't be long. Sorry, I'm adding words now. A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen. Ed's monitoring software has a hold of something big. The results are clear. Spiritual residue, and it's exactly at KK's location. What is it now? We just received an alert. There's a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing until we're able to send support. Can't wait forever for you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. We got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Relax. Ed's research has already prepared me. I'm ready. I appreciate the vote of confidence on behalf of my work, but that research was actually quite limited. It was more of a brief overview. In fact, I wouldn't call it actionable intelligence, so to speak. It was a very informative overview. I doubt I could be any more ready than I am right now. It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use your own words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together. KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. It's Ed again. We're only talking to Ed today. The hunger I have to solve this case is as good as any science experiment you could conduct to get to the bottom of it. Ed, how many times have my instincts been proven right by all your high-tech gadgetry? That's not something I keep tally of. The purpose of my work isn't to prove you right, but it happens all the time. I'm out in the streets, pressing into darkness, trusting my instincts. I can't be waiting for you all to download a software update. I feel like you're trivializing my work quite a bit. Of course, I'm extremely thankful when I can assist you, but my primary goal as a scientist and a paranormal investigator is much greater than any individual day-to-day goals. And that's exactly my point. We all need to focus on what we do best, and what I do best is not wait around. We can all agree that you're no good at that. I must say, I quite admire your grit, and I do not envy the stress that a city like Tokyo must place on a detective who just wants to do his job. However, I would remind you, in nature, a lone wolf typically isn't alone for long. They are alone only until they find a new pack or become prey themselves. That may be factually correct, but sure as hell takes the coolness out of it. I can't disagree with that. Just try and act cool in the most responsible way possible. Our pack is stronger with you in it. I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of investigating. Never was any good at following people's directions. That attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions. You don't think I realise that? Erica smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her. Damn, they're everywhere. They are. They are everywhere. KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures and to some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby. As he tries to speak, KK wheezes painfully. Rinko, what would happen if someone tried to touch one of those ether crystals? Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back. Might just make you even more miserable. Who can say? What about him? Did it grant him strength? Rinko nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out towards the crystals. Wait, stop. Stopping's not an option. Not for any of us. You don't know what will happen. It could kill you. And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something. We aren't out of options yet. You've thrown away everything to fight these monsters, same as me. It's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point. No bother, dude. Cheers for tuning in. Sorry, I'm just kind of basically voice acting this entire game. That wasn't really the plan, but it's happening. Everybody's got the same voice. Thanks so much again for the sub, dude. And get good sleeps, man. Bite. A bow. I'm already cross-legged. That's probably bad for my spine. Before Rinko can say anything else, KK reaches all the way out. It's going to touch the ether crystals. KK follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar, streetlights and vending machines. His venture into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. The spot is clearly the origin point for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. KK, did they take you this way, Sosuke? KK looks around again and, finding nothing, focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing spectre hovering in this dark and dreary place, the spirit of a man in his 30s. Is he talking about me again? A Jibakure? According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down there? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters, as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or, maybe both. Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until I get some answers. I need to know, what are you doing here, specifically at this manhole cover? Why haunt this place? Spectre, I thought it was a kid, just a kid playing around. Just having fun, alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe. So just being neighbourly. Yes, no, not making friend, protecting. But he wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't a kid though, was it? There was something else, something lurking in these shadows. Did I die? I think I died, but this isn't what I expected. What was it? Monster. Monster? The spectre points downwards. Underneath, huh? KK stares at the manhole, as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the spectre nod to know he's right. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in from the edge of the alleyway. Did you find anything? Snooping around is detective business. You don't belong back here. I thought I heard you talking to someone. Who is this youngster? Only I can hear you, so don't bother. Only you can hear me? Well, sure, nobody else is even here. This is turning into a damn clown show, kid. I need you to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you there. Not safe, monster. But how do you know I'll be safe up here? My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger. Weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy to talk to anyone? Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services. Who you calling, mister? Are they nice like you or nicer? Client services sounds more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there. We play the hand we're dealt, and juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. I need a little support. Rinko sighs, a long, tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her. And I have the perfect candidate in mind. The Ed. It's gotta be, we've chosen for everything. Ed, he's the oldest kid I know. His toys just cost a lot more. You rang? I need a favour. I'm going deep into this case as an underground, but our young client insists on following me. He's going to get hurt or worse. I know you've unravelled some of the biggest mysteries on the human experience. Think you can distract a nosy kid? Not my primary point of interest, but I know enough. KK gets distracted by Riota's smartphone, which now glows brightly in the boy's hands. Mr. KK, my phone just alerted me to a paranormal presence. Maybe you're onto something. It's asking me to scan the alleyway for clues like a detective. Don't worry, I've just done some minor hacking. Now you can tell your enthusiastic young friend that he needs to keep his phone focused on that specific alleyway, and leaving his place will result in the loss of precious data. I'm not sure that precious data is going to satisfy his curiosity. In addition to that, I've sent him digital currency for every major mobile game that will unlock as soon as the data gathering is completed. But bribery might. Nice work, Ed. Your KK hears the click of Ed hanging up the phone on him. Not as funny being on the other side of that sound. Really not one for chit-chat. I'm up to 5% complete gathering data, KK. I even got an achievement, and there's a better one coming at 10%. Never thought kids having their noses in their phones all the time would work out for me. Now get down there and find your pal Sosuke. Let's get in there. Dirty water splashes under KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya's sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the drains. Look at that. But the air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way. How long has this been building up right below our feet? Is it like this everywhere? As KK goes deeper, the Kigari only increases. There's definitely something here. If there's this much corruption swirling around, nothing I can't handle though. Alone in the darkness, KK summons his power and... hold X to trace the shape to clear the sewer of corruption. Oh, trace with my... No, sorry, what button are we using to trace? Did I do it? Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewer to its normal state. I think I did it. That's better, minus the stink. The Kigari now cleared. As if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears. Sosuke, is that you? The small boy avoids KK's look, turning his back, picking at something on the wet ground. Splish, splash, splish, splash, says the small boy. Hey you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding from something? Take a bath, take a bath. Come on, kid, this isn't the time or place. Answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of KK's phone suddenly rings out. The tinny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice, but he must be very preoccupied. I'm close. I found Sosuke, but I'm worried he won't. Muffled sounds. Down so far, the signal to KK's phone is barely holding on. We can only make out a few sounds and struggles to make out what words they might be forming. Hello, is anybody there? Rinko, is that you? Ed? Erica? Who is this? Did I read that properly? Rinko, can you hear me? I think I read that and forgot to speak. Are you with Ryota? Can you ask him? Was Sosuke wearing a yellow raincoat? The scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand. Sosuke. It's about Sosuke? Not. Rinko, I can't understand. Sosuke is not what? Not Sosuke. The call cuts out. The phone going dead in KK's hand. Damn. Is it KK Swider? Enough screwing around, Sosuke. Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up and turns to KK with his dead, evil eyes. You're not Sosuke. You're the monster. KK raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day long ago. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal. Ever heard of ethereal weaving monster? Energy surges into KK's hand, green light winding and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth and at a stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner. Stranger, I need my subject to remain calm or else nothing will get done. Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a bit. Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be. The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though clearly not simply for decoration, it surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away, huh? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space for two much larger, far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge KK. Been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards. Damage a single visitor with a wind attack. Talisman that stops visitors from moving. Should we use that one? It stops them from moving, and then we could use a wind attack. Huh. Okay, let's use the wind on them. Let's use the wind on him again. I might do him. Game over? What? No. What do you mean game over? Continue, aye, continue. Continue for the sewer. I didn't know I could get a game over, but there we go. You can indeed get a game over. Right, aye, we done out that bit. Right, well should I defend? Right, defensive barrier. Okay. Let's wind attack. Should we use defense? What? I didn't understand. Right, let's try it again. We just got all wind attack. There's wind attack constant. I'm so glad it let me continue from like basically straight there though. Right, wind. Visitors after. See, maybe. It says it'll be consumed on use, but it didn't feel like that one did it last time. Should we start? I don't know, man. I didn't actually know what it. How do you win on this? We'll go that one, right? Did that stop one of them from attacking me? Use it again. We'll go all this. I feel like it might be game over again, but we'll see what happens. You know what? This one's working well. Let's stick with that. Right, he can't touch me at all, is the thing. Okay, let's see. We'll go odd in the middle, right? See if that works. I hope that was the middle one I did there, because I was hitting X so damned quickly. He's gonna say the hang, isn't he? I didn't know, man. I didn't know how to do this. It's surprisingly difficult. I mean, should it be defensive barrier straight away? We use one of each. I didn't know at this point. We should just use defense the whole time. Maybe he can't hurt me if I'm constantly defending. But to find out though. Nah. What's happening? Is this just the end of the game? I didn't think I was going to need a guide or anything for this. Visitors perish after 2 hits. Stops visitors from moving. So we go defense and then stop visitors from moving. Stop from moving again. I didn't know. I don't even know what combinations I've tried now. Why is this so difficult? Give another try then, I guess. I'll just try this all night until I stumble on the correct order. Stops one of them from moving. Right. Is there another one that I'm not seeing? Is there like a fourth option? The defensive barrier, what? Honestly, I don't understand. I don't even know what you want me to do, game. And I've broke it. Continue, nice, we've got it. I think I have broke it. I can't. They didn't anticipate somebody would be so bad at the game that they wouldn't be able to get past this section. This was not. This was the last thing they wanted to happen. Honestly, I didn't know though. What the hell do you want me to push here? Is there one specific order that I need to do? Right, that stops them from moving. Right? No idea, man. No idea. Honestly, what the hell? Why would you make this bit so difficult? It doesn't make any sense. How many times have I died here? I must have done it every. Like the game is struggling. It doesn't know what to do. I think I've actually broke it. Get me to test any games that you need tested. Get me on it. I can break them by accident. Unbelievable. So that was nice. I thought I'll play a new thing. I'll play a new game. No, you will not, apparently. Thankfully, you know, this is being recorded. This is the kind of thing that might help. But that's bad news if you wanted to see the end of the game. I don't know what a nice dialogue in that is talking about it. Pushing all the buttons to see if I can get any kind of response for the game. No. Nah. So there you go, that was GhostWire. You couldn't make this up. I broke it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm sorry we didn't get to see the ending. It's not my fault. Moan to Bethesda and Tango. Don't moan to Tango Gameworks, man. But yeah, cheers everybody for tuning in. Thanks again, Wrath of Kermit. 21 months of subs. That's unbelievable. Cheers another TV viewer. Avasi Mafori. I've probably not said that right. Avas Semaphore. There we go. BL Big Damn Judge, Nina Tella, and Sega Dream. Cheers everybody. Hopefully, pardon me, sees again. I'm really sorry that broke. I would have liked to see the end, but you know. I was too bad at it. They didn't anticipate somebody would die at that section at the end, and I don't even know if it is the end. That section at the end. How many times? 10 times until the game flipped out and went, no, nobody will die 10 times at that part of the game. It's easy. You just push the wind one 3 times probably. Who knows? But cheers again. I'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye. Bye. I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna buy the actual main game. But anyway, yeah. Bye. Bye. How do you stop again? Bye.